Now we know what the New York state of mind is when it comes to NIL. Holy smokes. And the Swamp gets a $400 million, at least a $400 million makeover. Welcome to episode 257 of College Football's Peek Around the Corner with your host, Greg Flugar. We cover everything in college football because we love everything in college football. And if you do as well, please subscribe to our ever-growing channel. Smash that like button if you like our content. Share the video with your family and friends. Let's not waste any more time. Florida, holy smokes, they're not messing around. The Florida takes the first step in the $400 million Swamp Makeover. Associated Press, Gainesville, Florida. The Swamp is getting a makeover, a significant overhaul that's expected to cost at least $400 million and be a multi-generational solution for an aging and iconic stadium in the heart of Florida's campus. The Gators announced plans Monday to hire an architect for the design of its revamped Florida field, the first public step in a process that's been ruminating for years. The school will open a formal selection window in July for that architect. Athletic Director Scott Strickland said it's premature to speculate on the final cost, seating capacity, and specific timeline. But he made it clear the project's main goal will be to transform the game day experience for fans while maintaining a lot of what helped the Gators create one of the most dominant home field advantages in the Southeastern Conference and, of course, the country. Whatever work we do there doesn't need to be a Band-Aid, Strickland said at the league spring meetings last month. It needs to be a multi-generation solution to continue to give the stadium for future generations a chance to come and watch the Gators there. It has to be everything from how fans experience when they're outside the stadium, when they walk through the gate, the concourse, the concessions, restrooms, inside the seating bowl, new premium options, better premium options. But you also want to keep what's special about it. The stadium first opened as a 22,000-seat facility in 1930. It has been expanded several times nearly a century since, with capacity now at roughly 90,000, but it lacks many of the conveniences experienced in modern NFL venues. Proposed upgrades are sure to include wider concourses, less bench seating, more concession options, larger video boards, and a new sound system and improved lighting throughout. Capacity is expected to be reduced by thousands, and that's the PATC money shot in this article. Capacity is expected to be reduced by thousands, and I'm going to tell you right now, PATC believes that Florida is doing the right thing, because it's all about the experience of the fans. You can make money in other different ways. Yes, season tickets is very important, no question about it, but it's about the experience, increasing the fan experience when they go into that stadium, outside the stadium, after they watch the football game. Will they come back? Renovating the Swamp would be the latest and by far most expensive facility upgrade on campus. The Gators have spent more than $300 million in the last decade to build or renovate venues for baseball, softball, soccer, lacrosse, tennis, track and field, and basketball. The list also includes an indoor practice facility and a standalone facility for football and a new academic center for student athletes. And then finally, we're in the service business. This Strickland man, he gets it. The athletic director of Florida, he understands. Now get a load of this. We're in the service business. We don't make widgets, Strickland said. We create experiences, whether it's for our student athletes, our staff, or ultimately for Gator Nation. So when you are in the service business, there's not a lot of tangible results. It's a lot of intangible results. It's what kind of experience are you creating on game day? What kind of memories are coming from those experiences? Do people want to plan their lives around coming back to enjoy what experience again? We sell tickets and we sell t-shirts. Beyond that, it's we want to create experiences. And winning is a big part of that experience, but you've got to have all the other pieces. Hallelujah. Strickland, he's got it. The Florida State Athletic Director the president, the fan base, all of them, they get it. Gainesville, Florida Gators, the Swamp, an iconic football field, football stadium, but it's old. They gotta redo some of it. They gotta have bigger, wider concourses, better seating, better premium seating, larger video boards. You know the works. You gotta enjoy going there as a fan to want to come back again. Is the capacity of the football stadium going to be reduced? Yes. We do not know the numbers. They don't know the numbers yet, but that's okay. Reduce the stadium seating. A lot of stadiums across the country are doing the exact same thing. Reduce the seats, but have better seats, premium seats, larger concourses, a better experience for the fans. The Florida Gators are going in the right direction. At least $400 million. At least. Holy smokes. But they'll come up with the money. Florida, okay. Here's the breaking story of last night on July 3rd. Get a load of this. Add New York to the list of states that have signed sweeping NIL reform on the local level, aimed directly at bypassing oversight by the NCAA. According to the New York State Assembly's website, a bill amending the Empire State's NIL has been signed by the governor. The amendment was first passed in both houses in early June. At the time, only Senator Patrick Gallivan voted against the revision. The new bill would be effectively after the governor's signature. NIL expert Newman and Lichtenstein Associate Attorney Dan Green said it drastically changes the Empire State's NIL law in a way that greatly benefits schools within the state. Interesting, the signing happened less than a week after the NCAA issued an enforcement memo aimed directly at states that took steps to make it easier for local schools to support NIL activities and avoid oversight. Over the past few months, states across the nation have crafted and passed new laws giving institutions a significant recruiting advantage through NIL. Lawmakers in Arkansas, Colorado, Missouri, Montana, New York, Oklahoma, and Texas have sponsored or passed bills to prevent the NCAA from launching investigations into NIL activities. New York follows the recent trend of states amending the NIL laws to provide protection from the NCAA. Green, who is based in Syracuse, New York, told On3. But what makes this passage even more noteworthy is the timing of the governor's signing. The NCAA released its guidance memo early last week, which expressly targeted bills like this one. However, the governor still felt comfortable with signing the bill into law. The Empire State law includes a section that appears to provide cover for state schools from being punished by the NCAA for any NIL-related violations, including any committed by collectives set up to support student athletes through deal facilitation. And finally, according to the law, an athletic association, conference, or other group organization with authority over intercollegiate athletics, including but not limited to the NCAA, shall not authorize its member institutions to penalize or prevent a college from participation in intercollegiate athletics because an individual or entity whose purpose includes supporting or benefiting the college or its athletic programs or student athletes violates the Collegiate Athletic Association rules or regulations with regard to the student athlete's name, image, or likeness activities. Holy smokes. New York basically is saying the NCAA, the governing body, cannot punish our schools, not in our state, and that is spreading around over all these states across the country. The NCAA is unable to govern their own rules and regulations. By the way, the people who hired the NCAA, the people who created this structure, the NCAA, the governing body, are the university presidents themselves. So basically, the states are saying, no, our schools are not going to be punished by so-called violations, NIL violations. What does this all mean? The wild, wild west is going to get even more wild. Lots of schools, and the list is going to grow and grow and grow because these state laws are going to be passed throughout other states where they say the schools cannot be punished by the NCAA for NIL violations. It means that NIL, name, image, and likeness, there's not going to be any guardrails set up by the NCAA. Now, we at Peek Around the Corner, we've always supported NIL. Student athletes should be treated the same way as students. Name, image, and likeness should be available, accessible to everybody. And that is how the law is now, thanks to the Supreme Court. However, this college football landscape is an imperfect union. Just like July 4th, today's July 4th, the imperfect union was born 1976, United States of America. We've made a lot of mistakes, but we're always trying to improve ourselves, right? We are trying to improve the imperfect union, and that's what we should do with college football as well. NIL, it's got to happen. It's not going away, thank goodness. But there has to be some sort of guardrails, some sort of governing body that can make the laws, the rules that everybody will follow. And if you don't follow it, you need to be punished. And the only way you can do that, and we've been saying it since we started this channel on August 10th, 2022 with the very first episode. The only way you can do it is get everybody at the table. Collective bargaining agreement, CBA, between student athletes and the universities and schools. And you get everybody to buy into it. NIL, of course, will always be at the table. It will always be there for the student athletes. But tampering, that has to go away. And the only way you can get rid of tampering is if you have the student athletes actually sign on a contract with the university. When they sign a board to play football or basketball or softball or baseball, you have the student athletes become employees of the athletic department or some company representing the athletic department, however you want to work it. We don't have all the answers at Peek Around the Corner, but we know this. The Wild Wild West is not going to work forever. It's not working now, and it's not going to work in the future. There has to be some rules and regulations that everybody goes by, and there has to be an enforcement. There is in every professional league that we ever watch. So college sports has to be the same. You have to have some rules and regulations, else it's going to turn everybody off. Because what we want to watch when we're watching college football, besides the pageantry, the incredible student athletes, the history, the love of the game, we're also watching competition. That is the product that's being sold to us the most here as consumers and lovers of college football. And we want that to continue. Competition at the very highest level in college sports, college football. So you need something. You need some governing body. If it's not the NCAA, something else. But for that governing body to be legit in the eyes of the court, in the eyes of the fans, in the eyes of the student athletes, in the eyes of the universities and conferences, for that body to have legitimacy, it has to come to the table and negotiate and create a CBA with the student athletes it represents. Put down your comments and thoughts. Tell me how we got it all wrong at Peek Around the Corner. Holy smokes, Florida, at least a $400 million renovation of the swamp and the New York state of mind. NIL. New York is not a hotbed for football, but the state is passing the same laws as Alabama, Georgia, and the others. Wow. Until next time, from all of us at PATC, to all of you, please, you all take great care of each other. Thank you so very much.